Hello and welcome to another video. In this video, I'd like to talk about what could be upcoming next week in terms of price moves, more from a macro point of view, a significant potential confirmation of the positive trend. If that happens, it could change a lot in the crypto space. It could be the next catalyst to go to new all-time highs, which then also has an effect on Cardano. And I want to show you that. I want to talk about that. I want to start with Bitcoin because this is where it's coming from. But as you know, if we get positive signals from Bitcoin, we can potentially also see positive signals in other cryptos or positive reactions. Because if you see a huge price move in Bitcoin, then you will potentially, with a high probability, see that in 99% of the other cryptocurrencies as well. This is mainly a Cardano channel, but still for indicators like that, we want to take a look at Bitcoin as well. At least we don't want to forget Bitcoin. And if something huge is coming up like this one, I want to show you and I want to provide an outlook into next week. So there are two things, I think. The first thing, and I talked about that already before, but I still want to remind you, but that might be, no, that's imminent as well. And I'm talking about on the weekly chart about the MACD. These are two moving averages or exponential moving averages in the MACD. And that move to the bull side here, to the green histogram, that is imminent. That could happen potentially next week. That could happen next week. And if that happens, it could indicate a bullish move, like when we hit the all-time high. I mean, what you can see here, the last time we went into the green here on the histogram, that led to the all-time high. So that was when we had the all-time high. Now we had this bearish move, but you can see where we are at this tipping point. So this is the first indicator I want to show you, or oscillator, that will potentially have an impact next week. And on top of that, we are not in overbought territory on the MACD for Bitcoin for next week. So we could have some nice positive moves to the upside coming next week. Also, what we don't want to forget are all these moving averages here, where we are now actually above all three 20, 50 and 200 day. So that's nice on the weekly, but on the daily I want to show you something which is quite significant that is coming up potentially next week. And I like moving averages, and you can see here that we are still trading around the 200-day moving average, which is the yellow line here. And when we started to be in that territory, I told you that we'll be here a few days, and we are. So what will be upcoming possibly next week is that the 20-day moving average, which is the blue one here, is potentially going through the 50-day moving average potentially next week. That's the first huge bearish move. That could happen next week. I think that could happen next week. And we had that first bearish cross where the 20-day moving average went below the 200-day moving average. We had that on the 30th of May. And you know that after that, it took a while to get up again, towards the positive again. Now, it didn't have a massive impact. However, what had a massive impact was when the 20-day moving average moved below the 50-day moving average, which took place here on the 26th of April. After that, we had that huge price decrease, back from, 60,000 roughly down to, 30,000. And we saw that bullish crossover a few days ago already, but a few days after that, we saw the 50-day moving average cross the 200-day moving average below the 200-day moving average, and at some point that will be coming again, where the 50-day will move above the 200-day, which is a confirmation of a bullish trend. And in the next few days then, we'll have, or possibly next week, we'll have this 20-day moving average upcoming, that it crosses the Bitcoin to the upside, hopefully. If that happens, that is a bullish sign. And the next, what we can then expect, is the 50-day moving above the 200-day. And that's considered, I think, a golden cross. and that indicates a longer term bullish move. But I expect if we see that the 20-day to hit the to cross the 200-day, that is a bullish sign, and that's just what I wanted to show you. This in conjunction with the MACD on the weekly moving bullish as well, potentially next week. That is could be a positive catalyst to drive the Bitcoin price higher. And that will also have an effect on the Cardano price, which is currently again trading above $2, which is nice to see. But we are really very similarly now to Bitcoin. We're trading around this $2 mark, but we're not. It's not like that we've been trading for days there. No, really, just today we moved into that range. And yeah, I just want to remind you that here we could really see a quick correction coming. But I think having an outlook into next week, if we say that potentially there might be a small correction potentially over the weekend based on what I've just shown you, or what I talked about in the previous video, that we just need to see that small correction here on Cardano, and then potentially next week, you know, when we have this correction here this week, potentially on the weekend, where we charge the rocket again, you know, and refuel the rocket, then next week when these bullish indicators happen, I mean, I can't guarantee it will be next week, but it seems like it. They're all moving together. If that happens, then we could see a move to the upside, hopefully. And that could then fuel another move to the upside with a recharged rocket to new all-time highs potentially. But first we need to get above the current all-time high, which is sitting here at 246. So I think next week will be a very interesting week. I mean, just look at what happened this week. Just huge. So a few days correction, that would be nice. I'm actually waiting for that. And then we are moving with full steam ahead. So yeah, hopefully you liked the video. If you did, please smash the like button. And if you want to follow me on this crypto journey, then please subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching and see you in the next video. Bye.